picking up. When you see the Darkseer ban, I've talked about this time and time again. It usually means that if it doesn't count
I was going to
anything on
expect
your
them to
team
take the
already,
Lesh here. This makes sense. This is like a Rioya special as well, and it is good against the Terrorblade. We saw last game, I mean, Suits almost took Terrorblade's health bars twice. Like, he killed him, respawned with Aegis, and almost killed him again. So, I mean, the Leshrac is definitely a good answer. And then there's the Elder Titan, which is typically one of the best heroes in the game at dealing with the Terrorblade. Similar reasons as the Morphling, right? That natural order reducing all of that base armor down to 0. And Terrorblade really relies on that to be tanky. What are you chuckling at, Neph? What's going on here? I see you looking around.
I got a message from a good friend of mine on Discord. It was a laugh for sure. Anyhow, back to the topic of this game. Yeah, Elder Titan, amazing pick here, being able to reduce the armor, magic resistance of the TB, allow you to burst them down pretty quickly. They're going to allow Sammy Boy to have this last pick, but this makes sense for how TEAMTEAM's been playing, right? They generally draft around Sammy Boy and they let him do whatever the hell he wants in the match. Shadow Demon got nerfs, by the way, so
rightfully so. The hero was way too good.
Yeah, the mana cost of Shadow Poison was
stabilized to level 3s.
Yeah, it does a little bit better in the later, but it's like being able to throw out the Shadow Poison for 35 mana, now costing 45 in the laning phase. I feel like the hero was too good at the early laning stages before.
Yeah, so it was just now, too spammable. It was way too spammable. You could throw like 12 to 15 Shadow Poisons in the early game.
Yeah, now it costs quite a bit more mana, so heavy nerfs to that one. And Disruption cooldown was increased by 2 seconds across every single level. So 20-second cooldown now on Disruption. That's a pretty high cooldown save.
Yeah. I like the Nagasara ban there. That actually makes a lot of sense. It's very good here. My guess is this is going to be a mid lane Batrider, and we're looking for the off lane here. They get rid of the Brewmaster. There's already been the Tide Darkseer bans. We could see the Centaur ban. Despite it not doing a ton of work last game, it is still a hero that didn't really get... he got slightly buffed. But, I mean, Sand King is still, I think, the kind of premier offlane hero, I would say. So, probably Sand King. Get rid of Mars. Okay.
Yep. Sand King got, one of the big nerfs is the fact that he's got less uptime on his Burrow Strike. You aren't able, like, not only are you stunning people, but you're not moving around the team fight nearly as much as you used to be able to. So, doesn't feel great. Sandstorm is still just as powerful as it was before, thankfully. And they actually they changed it to, apparently there was a bug where Caustic didn't do damage to illusions.
I never knew that was a thing. That was actually really surprising.
Yeah.
Because I remember that might have come as a result of the Aghanim Scepter not applying Caustic Finale to illusions, and it might have just been like some spaghetti code that was like, hey, you're immune to this ability now, type of thing. Because that used to be the case where like you could just Burrow Strike a PL illusions and do 5,000 AoE damage. It was pretty sick.
All my homies hate PL.
And then they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to make that not apply. So I wonder if it was just some spaghetti code situation where they're just like, yeah, you're immune, but improper. Yeah. Final ban here for 4 Gringos. It's got to be a safe lane hero that deals with the Terrorblade. I mean, question is, what can you pick? The Drow Ranger is one of them that does pretty well, but paired with the Elder Titan, it feels like you're kind of doing the opposite of what you want, which is having
nope, disagree.
Really?
And there's a reason for that. Elder Titan happens to be, or at least was a very popular pick in conjunction with the Drow Ranger in China a couple months back. The reason for that is
they go back for the clinks. Like I said, I don't think this was that nerfed.
Brax doesn't seem to think so either. So they'll basically just do the exact same thing in the previous patch. But the reason why they went Drow with the Elder Titan is because when you play against Drow, you want to commit onto it super hard. You're putting all your heroes out of position, trying to get on top of it. The Elder Titan is great at resetting fights and disengaging for the Drow Ranger.
That makes sense.
So even though it's kind of
double dipping on the minus armor.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything because you're not piercing through any of the minus armor. Instead, like the Elder Titan resetting the team fights makes it super easy for the Drow Ranger to be wherever she wants to be.
So we're gonna see the Overlord like spam to just send it onto the clinks, just feeding him those units. Now, the health reduction was the only real thing that changed from the Death Pact, and I think this was appropriate. It gained way too much health. I want to say like level 3 of the ult is about equivalent to where level 2 was previously. So it is a pretty big nerf. The Lycan, the last pick here for Valkyrie, which means we are seeing a mid Bat Rider for Blessed Kid, which I think is what we were saying before. We just needed that offlane hero, and it's going to be the Lycan.
No. So we don't have kits here today, but we'll see how Destiny does.
I'm not really sure how I feel about the Lycan, because if he goes the Overlord build, Clinks just eats it. And Beastmaster's like, oh, I guess I just get to keep mine. That's kind of cool. We'll see, though. Draft-wise, what do you think? We got Team and 4G here. Which one are you leaning towards?
Wait, what'd you say about the Overlord creep? Repeat that.
Can't Sammy just consume the enemy Overlord creep?
Not if it's an ancient.
That's true. Not if it is an ancient. That is true.
Anyways, how am I feeling? I'm feeling like I'm gonna go with Team here. I think they have a lot of experienced players. Roya is an absolute beast. I'm not sure how they're going to stack up against this Leshrac. Leshrac feels very powerful after what we saw in the last match.
All right, I am gonna go 4G here. I actually am. I think this Bat Rider is gonna own. I think DNM on this Terrorblade is gonna be a serious issue.
Anime Mirana.
Yeah, Anime Mirana, of course. That's Flea. What would you expect?
Continue though.
No, that's about it. I think a lot of this is just gonna be this Bat Rider doing some big work on this mid lane. Gray's dog ran away. That's not good.
Gray is.
Gray is real, yeah.
Okay.
For those of you who didn't play Warcraft 3, the second slot on Dire used to be gray, and now it's this weird off mustard color, which makes no sense.
It's easy to make out for colorblind people.
Oh, that does make sense. I always wondered what the reason behind that was.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm here for, buddy. Do you know one of our fellow casters is colorblind?
No.
And then Danog apparently is a couple colors you can't see.
It's a pretty surprising percentage of people that are colorblind. Like,
yeah. It never comes up in conversation either until it does.
Did you ever think about the fact that like we all might interpret colors differently?
No. I think that I interpret things correctly and other people interpret things incorrectly.
No, we all interpret them correctly. Right? We all assume the colors are correct, but I've always wondered, like, what if my color green is different than your color green?
Well, then yours would be wrong. And
interesting.
My credentials is that I'm an analyst for this game.
But you would never know.
Never make a mistake, ever.
Yes! Yes!
No, but interesting theory.
We've got a pretty split map here, so no one really wanted to contest these runes. Flea just gonna go snipe the ranged creep before it has a chance to leave the base. Very sad life that is. Yoink. Hits not the ranged creep, but it's fine.
Rookie move.
He'll just get the next one. He's just yoinking all of Brax's net worth.
Oops, sorry, Brax. Didn't mean to take half the creep wave.
Would be a shame if these creeps didn't make it to lane. Pingu, that ward's gonna get detected by Flea. You definitely saw it get planted, and well, oh no, I missed the ranged creep again.
Guess I'm gonna have to throw another arrow, or go in for this ranged creep last since I didn't get it with.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Brax ends up getting it, but he's taking a lot of damage. The slow there from that shield crash, plus of course the meta, a lot of damage, and now Flea, he's just dead. That's gonna be first blood.
He deserves it.
You get what you deserve. Is that what you're trying to say, Neph?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Don't you ever take multiple creeps from my lane again. Alright, let's look elsewhere though. We've seen the action at the start of that one. The Metamorphosis being on cooldown means there's probably not going to be a whole lot more to look at there. The mid lane, Looks like Roya's doing pretty well for himself. Bat Rider, he's tied up for CS here.
Yeah, I've actually seen a couple people literally start just complete magic wand at the start of the game. And I like this a lot when you're against the Bat Rider. Sometimes like the stick feels nice, but you end up filling those 10 charges and getting the extra restore from each charge feels so good.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much of a difference it would have made. Just I guess popping as soon as you hit 10 charge, but having the 20 to fall back on is pretty nice. And
well, it also restores more per charge too, doesn't it?
No.
Really? No, I guess it doesn't.
Not for you.
You shouldn't have said that on air.
I didn't say it. I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. Whatever.
All right, let's change topic. Top lane. What are we thinking up here? Ix might getting zoned out by Giant here, who's got 1 point in disruption, 1 in shadow poison. But again, you can't spam this out as much as you used to, and he's got no extra mana to work with here. He's got his boots of speed at the start. I guess you are a little bit worried about getting run down by the Elder Titan with this Astral Spirit. He can do a lot of damage to you. Gonna try to get this on top of Valkyrie before sending it back. Oh, it gets a creep wave as well. He can punch him pretty hard if he turns back around on him, but with Valkyrie so close to him, he's just gonna turn around completely. The bottom lane, Flea manages to complete an Orb of Corrosion pretty quickly. DNM almost gets a kill off onto it, but this is gonna make harassing him super annoying.
I wonder where he got that money now.
From the blood of Brax.
I mean, Pingu is gonna really struggle to deal with Flea now. You just have 1 armor and just don't have the ability to trade with the Mirana. Nice deny there on the pull. Pig's taking a lot of damage from the creeps here.
Oh, and Piggy manages to snag that last hit as well. Oh, now Flea gonna need a little bit more HP. Brax certainly isn't going to hand him any regen, even if he had some.
No, he's got a Helm Iron Will. He's just doing his own thing now.
Which is made a little bit more expensive finally. Only 25 gold more expensive, but still, that's like it slows it down quite a bit if you're like only able to just barely get it and get zoned out of the wave. I think it makes it. I think it was a deserved nerf.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think you make the item a ton more expensive, but the extra 25 gold makes sense to me.
Pingu is just getting slapped. Has a swashbuckle here, but those boars combined with that Orb of Corrosion is a lot of damage. He's gonna go ahead and pop the meta here on DNM to just try and give himself some space to play with.
Is it the mirror image as well? I wonder how long it's
Top
going to
lane
be.
here. Disruption comes through. Mike trying to get aggressive here on the Valkyrie. And
Plus 94 damage.
yeah, that is a lot. It's a big number. It does finally expire, but they're going to chase him into the trees. The Howl reducing a lot of armor as well as their damage. They might be able to turn this around for the moment, but no, Mike with a big old briefcase getting to work here. He's going to find himself a double kill, baby.
Sammy died to the wolves, running him down alongside that 2 stacks of shadow poisons. Really all you needed. So Mike's the carry now.
Yep, level 4 Bat Rider. Woo! Gets the kill mid lane onto Ryoya, but ends up dying in the process. I mean, you're very happy about that one if you're the Bat Rider anyway. Getting lasso now as he grabs level 6 from that.
Yep. The damage is pretty spread out from the Diabolic Edict. He was underneath the majority of the creep wave there. He put 3 points into it. Didn't even bother getting stunned here on Ryoya. I think the moment that the Bat Rider leaves to go and clear up the jungle, like he's just gonna pressure the tower as much as he can. And this guy plays a lot of Leshrac mid.
Ooh. They see this TP, they don't. Bat Rider coming to the bottom lane. Arrow, it's gonna catch Pango, and Pingu pops a Fairy Fire trying to get on out, but it's not gonna happen. Lasso ends up finding the Beastmaster, and Pingu, not sorry, not Pingu, Flea will just TP home. Brax gonna end up going down here. Not much that he can do. Slow death
Really?
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, he's
He'll
gonna
eventually
try
catch him.
Yeah.
The boar slow onto Blessed Kid was quite a bit, but eventually gets ran down.
Speed to work with here.
Giant's got a disruption, puts him under, but he managed to bottle up that regen rune. That's a big one for the Lesh.
Yeah. Now Lesh to play even more aggressive. Farms up very quickly with the regen rune as well. He'll probably hold this until 7 minutes and stack himself some camps and just try to get neutral items as quickly as possible. Or move back to the jungle just before that 7 minute stack time. Yeah, Bat Rider moving around the map now, and this, as much as Royo wants to push, it is a little bit difficult to run a giant here. He's just going to banish you and hit you with Shadow Poison if you're trying to run him underneath the tower.
Bottom lane, they didn't even commit the roar, they just ran him down. I was actually realizing there's a bug with Lycan. The Howl debuff does not apply. Maybe, or like there's no indicator on enemies anymore. Like normally there's like an indicator above them that they've been howled, but it's not there.
Really?
Yeah, it just puts a debuff on their bar, but there's no indicator on the heroes that they're howled. Which I'm not sure if that's intentional or not.
I don't think it's intentional. Maybe the fact that it's a 2,000 range of Lycan is wolves. They don't want it to reveal heroes, reveal onto heroes that Lycan's nearby and he's used the ability.
Stomp comes out onto the Lycan. Mike, just being a little bit annoying here.
Because they've recently changed that for a couple of things, like
Oh, rotation in the bottom lane. They got a Satyr Banisher, but there's a ward here that scouts the whole thing. Pango hiding deep into the trees. Ryoya with 4 points in Edict, though, I think just wants to take the tower.
He's gonna get the opportunity to. Yeah, I was just thinking though, like ceremonial rope, they changed it just recently, so it doesn't reveal onto heroes when somebody's inside fog or you don't have actual vision of them. It's possible they did the same thing for Howl.
It could just be a pay-to-lose thing from the Immortal, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I know a lot of people have the Immortal hat on Lycan. So I'm wondering if it's like a pay-to-lose thing on Lycan's Immortal helmet. Because it definitely puts an indicator above the enemy heroes if you have the Immortal. Unless it is bugged.
Well, I'll get the opportunity to see again later this game. Anyways, back on topic of Clinks, he's farmed decently this game. He's sitting at almost 4K net worth here at only 8 minutes 45 seconds in. Pretty farmed.
Leskid's picking up a massive stack here in the jungle on this Bat Rider. But still not nearly as farmed as this Leshrac, and Ryoya just rushing this Yule Scepter, which I like quite a bit. Gonna be able to play really aggressive with this, find kills onto the Lycan. There's your Helm Dom creep. Goodbye. Sammy, he like has the Helm Dom creep sitting back in the lane, like trying to hide it from the Clinks, and Sammy's like, yoink. Mine. He's actually just gonna TP to the mid lane, expecting this rotation over from 4G, and nicely done as they're gonna turn into a mid lane push instead. No one here to defend, and there's gonna be a second tower. Fortification comes out, but still plenty of time on this Edict, as well as these creeps doing so much damage. Shadow Demon gonna get caught on the backside. Stomp comes out into the split earth. Shadow Demon just goes down, and DNM, he's got no mana left. Valkyrie on the backside trying to chase after Flea, but he's got these leaps trying to do some work. Ryoya, the one that needs to be careful. He's got a Yules. Split earth way off the mark, and Leshrac's gonna just stall out some time, but he's dead. Goes the way of Blessed Kid there.
Yeah, neutral Centaur ends up stopping them off, buying them a little bit of time, but they get punished for trying to go for that tower. I mean, that's the issue with going through all these so early. Able to make those rotations happen, and it's pretty easy for Lycan to run down Leshrac. But Klink's using all this opportunity to farm, and another 600 gold in the Maelstrom. That's when farm's going to accelerate. It's not quite as fast. Not only the changes to the hero, but also the changes to how neutral stacks work. Slows down Klink's farm quite a bit, because that's the whole point. This guy just farmed way too fast once you got Maelstrom online. You're gonna go. Oh, it's so smart.
What a sick bots play here onto the Lycan Wolves, and they're gonna be able to just melt down that Clinks in the process.
What a 200. What a brilliant gamer this guy.
That's a gamer move for sure. Pingu trying to TP out, gonna catch a roar though. This is just your position 5 Pango, so at the end of the day, you're not super upset that the roar is on cooldown, especially after the CD nerfs this patch. So 90 to 100 seconds.
Yeah, that's rough. All right. So again, Sammy Boy's Maelstrom was a pretty big deal. That was such a cool play they just did, taking advantage of the Invis Lycan Wolves. Otherwise, Sammy sees one coming from almost any other angle.
He's just following Valkyrie around the map. He's like, oh, you have a Helm Dom unit? Don't mind if I Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Bottom lane, Batrider catches a stomp into the Split Earth. The great combo once again, and Blesskid's going to go down. Mike finishing him off.
Oh, man. The you saw that Klinks' attack range was slightly reduced, right? It was
Yeah,
by, like,
25.
Yeah, Sammy tried to do what he did the last patch. Hit this creep camp from over here. It doesn't quite go far enough now.
Oh, interesting.
With the burning barrage, because it's based on your attack range. That really messes with his efficiency. Anyway, just a small little tidbit, because I was watching him do that a lot, 2 nights ago? I was watching him play a lot of Klinks. I need to watch the more NA streamers. I learned a lot watching some of the players. Like I was watching the Gunners playing a lot of mid lane Brewmaster. I feel like it eats up a lot of time when you're casting 8 games a day as well.
Yeah, there's not enough time in the day.
else.
Dude, last night I like got off of the cast, right? And was just like, oh, you know, maybe I'll go play a game of Dota or like some Atomic War or something. And I was just like zombie mode. I was like, nope, I'm just gonna literally like cease to exist for the rest of the night.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But then there was a patch.
Yeah, and then I was forced to exist for like 30 minutes while I read the patch. Smoke up here from TEAMTEAM, rotating into the triangle. I mean, if they find DNM here on this Terrorblade, it doesn't have the mana for the Sunder to be a fantastic kill, but he is backed up really far. They know exactly where he is, but they're going to see... Did Roya spoil this? He wasn't smoked up.
He did.
Dire's top tower is
At the very least, they're going to be able to contest this stack.
Yeah,
probably.
Sammy's here. He's got Maelstrom. It's his stack now. That is a big stack of creeps. Oh my goodness. Rolling Thunder coming through. There's going to be the Moonlight Shadow roar onto the Pango to try and stop those stuns. Beastmaster trying to get away with Valkyrie on the backside. He finds the Elder Titan. Sammy caught for the moment, but there's going to be a Yule. Split Earth comes out. Brax falling incredibly low. He's going to be the first to fall, but Giant able to make it away, but not going to happen for the Batrider. Just gets bursted by Sammy and Ryoya, and without the Bat, I think they feel comfortable re-engaging here on the side of TEAMTEAM. They've got everything still available. Giant just going to get chased down by the Helm Dom Stolen Wolf. All right, that's pretty funny. And they go back to farming the stack.
That wolf is 75 damage.
And it's
That's
Invis.
terrifying. And it's got cripple. This is terrifying, actually. Oh no, it's about to turn on him.
Oh, he's trying to yoink the creep. Look at this, like baby Lycan Wolf versus Chad, Giga Chad Wolf. Good luck.
Yeah, 475 HP. That's nothing. Let me show you how it's done.
Well, the Overlord's done here for the Lycan, though. It's being delivered as we speak, which means Klinks won't be able to consume the Helm Dom creep anymore, like you said, as long as it's an Ancient.
Dire should look to their top tower.
How long before Klinks gets the talent of Death Pact can target Ancients?
Never.
Lycan caught out for the moment. Nice shackle there, but it's not going to be enough. It's just such a good connection from Mike and Ryoya. Able to hold this guy down. You think never, really?
I mean, if you... Who said on Twitter, if you told me a couple of years ago that pig pole would be an item, he would tell you that you're crazy. It might eventually happen. We have weirder things in Dota right now than Klinks being able to death pack the ancient creeps.
I think with the change to the bonus health, it might be okay. Because like being able to like consume a Helm of the Overlord, it's not much of a difference. Ryoya gonna find Blesskid in the mid lane. Arrow comes through, catches him. There is gonna be a decent chunk of damage coming through from Pingu, but they just dumped the whole kitchen sink on this Batrider, man. Split Earth. Beastmaster bottom lane. The roar, yeah, doesn't put a debuff on him. Really interesting. There's gonna be the roar comes out from the Beastmaster. Trying to hobble away, putting everything to sleep. He's gonna make it. All right.
They're sticking around, actually.
Shapeshift
like,
kind of burnt.
Yeah. They were hesitant to turn around on this one. In fact, yeah, Ryoya thinks about heading over there as well. He's going to TP to this range creep. Look for Lycan. as soon as this thing ends, because he doesn't have boots. It's so easy to get a kill on.
Yep, Yule's right into the split earth, and again, Ryoya's magic damage is more than enough. He just gets the kill. That's like the third death on this Lycan in the same spot.
What can you do? Mid lane, Giant farming up creeps over here. I wonder what he's going for. I mean, Egg Scepter doesn't seem like a super good item this game. Your main concern is Clinks. I think you just need to stall as much time as you can for D&M to get farm. He's working on the Egg or an Eye of Scotty right now, which is super clutch when you're facing the two cores, Leshrac and Clinks. They're going to really struggle to get away from Terrorblade in these team fights. Let's get that Eye of Scotty completed. Brigand's Blade found as well.
That's huge.
I think it's just going to take that, right? Yeah.
That's a really good item.
That's mask is nice, but you have so much armor and base HP regen on your Terrorblade at this point that you don't really need the 7 lifesteal per hit.
Alright, Grenade, Quicksilver Amulet. Some pretty good pickups there, but bottom lane, tier 2 under siege. Flak's going to help clear up the creep wave, but they do fortify it for the moment. And with Brax and Roya coming right back in, this should be a quick tier 2 tower. They still haven't managed to take the tier 1. 4G is just really starting to fall behind on objectives. A 6k gold lead now for their side of TEAMTEAM, and honestly, a decent chunk of this is Valkyrie just getting picked off several times. Batrider also has very little farm as well. I guess stealing that massive ancient stack really put them back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
6k net with advantage is a pretty big deal. Alright, Leshrac, Sanjin Kayak going for it, despite the fact that it was nerfed. You didn't think as many people would pick this one up. You thought they'd just go Bloodstone and whatnot.
Yeah,
right?
it is still a good game for status resistance, I guess, but
Yeah, you're playing against like Pango, the Batrider, the Shadow Demon. Being in disruption for not as much time, I think, is a pretty big deal. This game, and getting out of the lasso faster is as well.
I think it really just comes down to if you value the spell lifesteal in the game, right? Like if you value the spell lifesteal, then you go the Bloodstone.
Really?
There is little
Yeah, I think so. Because it really just comes down to which one makes you effectively tankier, right? Top lane Flea is going to get caught by the Batrider, and with the rotation from Valkyrie, he's got leaps. 2 used into the Moonlight Shadow. Dust comes out though. Trying to chase him under the tower, and it looks like they should be able to find him. Yeah, one more auto attack there from the Batrider's going to finish it off, and he's just going to TP home.
Not bad. This game, they've been doing a decent job of keeping the Terrorblade out of trouble. Almost has Eye of Scotty, and that's when he start to come online. Well, yeah, managed to find a kill on Pingu though.
Wow, he actually went for
really
that.
deep for that.
I saw him like hiding there, and I was like, yeah, there's no way he goes in, right? But
There's no way he gets away with it, and he does.
top lane Valkyrie goes down as well. Didn't even have to commit the roar. It's just Mike with these Astral Spirit stomps.
Yeah. I mean, it's too hard to get out of these if you don't have boots, so he's punishing this Lycan. It's like, okay, you commit shapeshift and you'll probably die because of the transformation time, or you don't have boots, so you've got 315 movement speed, you'll get hit by my stomp regardless, so you might just be forced to pick this up on Lycan now.
I mean, they just go right into Roshan, man. Like, they are so strong here. And Sammy with the BKB completed, gonna be grabbing this Aegis. You know, I mean, he's got the Granite Golem. That might as well make up for the percentage of missing health he got from the nerf. Rolling Thunder gonna be used to get away here on Pingu, it seems.
Yeah. That means they don't have it to fight. It's on cooldown for what, another 10 seconds from what it was before. Yeah. Scales from 80 down to 70 again. So taking control of the map right now. 8k net with advantage, and D&M just finishing up his Eye of Scotty right now, if he can get himself to the shop. Looks like he's going to send his courier to the enemy secret shop because they know they're sitting in this triangle right now. At that point, they might be able to take a fight, but fighting the Aegis still isn't going to be that easy. And when you're into an Elder Titan as well, you're going to have minus armor, in fact, if he decides to drop his Solar Crest onto you and he's sitting beside you with Natural Order. Only one point in it, actually.
Or he's gonna grab the tier 1 top. That does give the Fortify, though,
top tower has fallen.
back to the side of 4G, so you're not gonna be able to pressure the high ground if you grab one of these tier 2s. But I think for them, they're just gonna go ahead and try and farm up as much as possible. They're just going to use this Aegis to further increase their net worth lead. 9k now. Bottom lane, you have Ping, who's trying to split push here on the Pangolier. But DNM on the Terrorblade, I mean, he's got the Scotty, he's got the Yasha. It doesn't feel like it's enough, though, right?
Look at the smoke.
Oh, really? Good,
no,
just goes in. He's got this Boots Rebel. He's also got a Haste Rune, though. He needs to pop it, but it just gets purged by the Demonic Purge. Oh, no. Lesh is just dead. Roar on the backside does hold the Lycan in place. They're trying to do what they can. It's really just going to come down to Sammy. Can he do enough damage? It's DNM just holding him in place with the Scotty. Mike doesn't get the stomp off. They're falling one by one here on TEAMTEAM, and DNM is just ready to go for more. And this Sammy BKB isn't going to be enough. Do they have detection? They do not. Okay, well, he's out then.
Pingu buys dust immediately. Uh-oh, sorry guys.
Many thanks to you.
Unfortunate, but great start to that team fight, getting with the Demonic Purge. I mean, you feel so safe. You have a Yule Scepter, you've got Boots of Travel, Kaya-san for Scouts Resist, and the Haste Rune sitting in your bottle. But unfortunately, against Demonic Purge, that doesn't mean anything. You are not strong at all, and that was as soon as they hit the Eye of Scotty timing on Terrorblade. They're more than happy to take that fight right there. So, immediate punishment. Unfortunately, it's not treating the net worth lead excuse me, the net worth lead too much.
Lycan has an axe in one hand and a helmet on his head. Like that is your items. It's good stuff.
No, it's an axe in one hand and a helmet on the. He hits people with the helmet.
Oh, you wear it as like a gauntlet. I see. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be seen as uncool from wearing a helmet. Brain damage.
Bottom lane. You gotta be careful. You don't want to give up these Overlord creeps. So, 250 gold going his way. He's got himself a Kobold Foreman. I honestly kind of like the idea of using the Overlord for more of the base units instead of the Ancients, because they did get kind of nerfed and you really do just have the same stats on them.
I mean, you get the opportunity to for Brax. Like, he just wants to use it on the creeps that is close to him. And the Ancients, you kind of have to use it on if you're the Lycan, otherwise Santa Cruz will eat it up.
Yeah, I mean, he can feed this one to Clinks is the idea, right? Which he has it literally right-click following Sammy at the as we talk about it.
Yep. So Sammy's gonna eat this when he's ready to. When it's off the cooldown, when he's ready to fight. And
there you go.
Unfortunately, Lycan doesn't get to do that. Otherwise, his creep just can instantly bop, and you spend 7,000 gold on an item that is countered by pressing a single button.
Expensive. It's like 6,300, isn't it?
I'm exaggerating.
63.
Slightly.
Yeah. Okay.
The point still stands. There's a lot of money to spend to just get countered by
Oh boy, it's gone.
Given the fact that his other item is Quelling Blade.
A sick net worth value. Brax TP's into the Rorik, the arrow follow-up. Bat Rider just goes down, never gets the opportunity to pop that BKB. And there's a DD rune for Sammy.
Yeah, he's now terrifying, sitting at what, almost 500 damage per auto attack at the moment.
Yeah, just wait till that burning barrage slaps you. Oh giant! Oh giant! That is a quick crit too. Yule's into the split earth. Is it gonna catch Pingu? It does. 2 heroes go down. Double kill for Sammy, right in front of the high ground. They just need the creep wave, but meanwhile, it's being cut by the Lycan and the Howl, making quick work of them.
Yeah.
Can they go through backdoor protection? There's no way.
It's been buffed too many times. Backdoor protection is super owned. You know, you basically need Divine Rapier to get through it.
Really well played here by 4G to be able to delay this high ground push. With that DD rune, Clinks would have just shredded through those buildings.
Mm-hmm. Being stalled out now, Sammy. You get working on what is this? Lipnir next. I mean, it's such an expensive item. I'm a little bit surprised that he's not going to finish this Chrysalis up into a Daedalus, but I can see values the AoE hold on the people so we can get this burning barrage off. If you're playing against a Lycan, I guess it is kind of important. Same goes for like the TB. If he steps to the left or the right, all of a sudden you don't have that same right click ability like you used to. Like your entire team fight onto the TB is just going to be dropping the burning barrage. You don't have strafe. The Glibdam makes sense for that reason. I still think it is like not worth the 6150 gold a lot of the time.
Bottom lane, they are going to be able to pressure this tower with the Ancient Black Dragon as well as the illusions from DNM. I got it. Little to no commitment there from 4G as they do that.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Wow, Sammy just got double courier, DNM and Pingus. Don't know if his courier was on the way out or on the way back here from the Terrorblade, but
Dire's bottom tower is
might have been his BKB, honestly. I think it was.
I did miss that one. I was looking at some of the changes to Skeleton Walk as that happened. The Skeleton Archer is only lasting 30 seconds now rather than the 45 they lasted before. The Aghanim Shard.
Yeah, it's a appropriate nerf. Those things stuck around way too long.
Yeah, it was his BKB on that, by the way.
That is real rough.
Yeah. So now a minute and 45 seconds. There hasn't take a fight into them. 27 minutes hits, so tier 3 neutral items are up. And Sammy Boy, I imagine, his first order of business is trying to find something. Dude, no item from the agents.
Instead, Beastmaster's finding them all in the bottom lane.
That's illegal.
You got the Blast Rig and the Titan Sliver.
Titan Sliver is probably going to go the way of Sammy here.
Ooh, well.
Yeah, it's already flying out to him. Paladin Sword. I think he just... I was going to think that you passed that to Leshrac, but he doesn't have any spell lifesteal.
The prize is mine.
That's why I kind of like the Bloodstone, to be honest.
I mean, if you go the Bloodstone, you can't go back for like the Kaya or the Amp.
That's true.
Because the component. Otherwise, if you do it like this, you can just get Eternal Shroud or something. Eternal Shroud is very nice.
It's an item we haven't really seen a whole lot of. I feel like most people just skip that thing because there's now like 3 different items you can build for magic resist, and Eternal Shroud is like the least common one, I think, at this point. I feel like it needs to do slightly more magic resistance because you're paying for like a recipe and it doesn't really do much besides the active being a little bit better.
Dude, that recipe gives you another 10% spell lifesteal. It doubles it from 10 to 20.
Is it really?
It's like buying, yeah, like buying a second voodoo mask. It's actually pretty good.
It's all right. It's all right.
You're not convinced. I can't convince this man. He's set in his ways.
Oof. That is another Overlord creep going the way of Flea. That's the problem with these Overlord builds. Like, if you lose these creeps over and over again, like, you are just feeding money to the enemy team.
Yeah. Sammy's cleaned up the Dominator a couple of times. The moment that you had a
oh, they just smoked under a wolf. DNM walks in pretty aggressively. Brax actually has an Aghanim Scepter. Didn't see that coming, but I guess with the Terrorblade, you're better off going for the Wild Axes here.
Yep.
Especially when you get that amp at 15 now, an extra 2.5% per stack.
Found on the TB. Leshrac just blinked away immediately when he realized that he was breaking the enemy team smoke. He doesn't want to be the first one to initiate these fights. If he gets hit by that demonic charge, he dies pretty quickly. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they'll just get purged into lasso. He'll just die. Oh, I guess you do actually has a Lincoln's. Yeah, never mind. You're right.
Yeah,
Lincoln's is really helpful.
But you can break that pretty quickly just by dropping or attempting to break it with the disruption on the SD. So demonic charge is still going to hit you a lot of the time.
By the way, Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, he can jump you from pretty far away right now, given the fact that he's got this Aether Lens and the Blink Dagger on the SD.
Did you see Flea has Blink Orchid?
I did not.
The dude is more farmed than the Bat Rider and as farmed as the Lycan.
tower is under attack.
I mean, he started saving up early. Erwin creeps in Brax's lane.
He also has him to have a Philo Stone, which is quite nice. The Money Orb is great. Flea mid lane, kind of just baiting potentially. Pingu goes for the Rolling Thunder, actually misses as he turns around and double leaps up to the high ground. Bleskid's not going to catch him either. Oh, Flea cliffed himself. Does get the arrow out, so team fight contribution a success. Valkyrie just going to force to walk away. Flea feels pretty happy about that one, I guess.
Blink down, dude. Come on. Stop making a scene. Rolling Thunder on cooldown. Batrider down for another 30 seconds. No buyback available. They're just gonna get back, I guess. Roshan is up, so take this opportunity to do that. They scouted it with the Hawk.
Yeah, they got more than enough damage for this. Shard probably gonna go the way of the Leshrac here.
Yeah. He likes building it a lot of the time anyways. So it'll make it even easier to push up on the high ground. Yeah, he's opening the inventory slot for it.
Ooh, that was a mistake for sure.
Yeah, Sammy, he opened up an inventory slot for that one. All right, it's going to be Leshrac sitting up on the high ground using Diabolic Edict, and of Sammy hitting it with his Searing Heroes now, it looks like.
Lesh is not the one you want there, though. He doesn't have like a BKB after...
After going down, yeah.
Yeah, like this is just... That is definitely a misclick for sure. Sammy does have a DD rune now, though, as he queues up the Eye of Scott. He has that Daedalus Gleipnir completed. Where are we at on DNM? Working on a Daedalus of his own after the Scotty. So he is still very scary here on the Terrorblade.
Yep.
Just really far behind in XP. I mean, we can look at the XP graph. The 25k gold lead, but it is an almost 40,000 XP lead for the side of TEAMTEAM, 10 to 20.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to really leave their base. The moment they get caught out by themselves, just die. Look how quickly they clear through this tower. You need to fort this, man. All right, they don't. They're going to lose this tower for this fight.
War on the backside. It catches the Batrider. He just gets bursted, but a nice disruption from Giant. Will he be able to save? As though the question pops the BKB. Pingu comes out of the base, thinks about going on to Sammy, but just gets taken down by the damage of these Clinks. Right clicks those. Lasso, is it enough? He doesn't have the Aegis on the Clinks, but they don't have detection for him as he just walks away. And now DNM has to be a little bit careful here. They can try and take down Lesh. He's only got a little more health, but he gets the blink out. He's out. Oh my god, they didn't find anything.
I mean, they managed to grab the Batrider there at the start of that team fight. It ended up being a great initiation for team, but the disruption there from Giant is able to sit so far back and get that thing to the Aether into the blink dagger, but DNM managing to stand his ground right now. I think that was like a good fight. The fact that the Sammy boy doesn't have the Aegis means that you just need to leave and you can't come back.
I mean, if they actually find the kill on Sammy there, that... I mean, they needed to kill either Sammy or Ryoya, and they didn't manage to do either. I mean, that was a very fortunate series of events for TEAMTEAM. They almost really backfired for them.
Yep.
But now without meta, he does finish up the Daedalus, but you have an 85-second window here where TEAMTEAM can just take multiple lanes of barracks as long as they want to just go up on the high ground.
Yeah. I mean, you still do a decent amount of damage just with massive agility and Daedalus BKB being off and cooldown in a couple seconds, but without being able to keep your distance with this metamorphosis, I don't think you can trade with this Clinks. They're going to smoke and they're going to look for something here.
Yep. Clinks going in 4,100 HP.
Brax, he's got Blink and Roar available too. He's going to go for it, I think.
They see him. DNM, he's in their sights. The question is, can they actually bring him down? The Gleipnir, the damage. Ryoya not going to catch for the moment, but a nice stomp. Oh, that puts this Pangolier to sleep. If they get him, it's going to be a dieback. Ryoya, though, paying attention, trying to focus down this melee barracks. And with the help of Sammy, I think they can do it pretty easily. The split Earth creating a no fun zone here for the side of 4G. As Brax just continues to hurl these axes from downtown.
The moment you extend a little bit too far forward on these heroes, you have disruption and cooldown. Braxton throw out that roar. That's why he didn't initially. He knows that Giants be coming with the save. Doesn't want to just waste his abilities, but they take their rack. That's their objective, and they get back. Now, 25k net worth lead turns into 30,000. This game only continues to get harder. Sammy Boy working on his own Eye of Scotty. At that point, he's gonna have too much HP for you to blow up. Game not getting any easier here, Ricky.
Not at all.
I don't know. Just holding high ground is all you're able to do right now. Sanj done yet? On Terrorblade doesn't. Still needs another 200 gold. They're gonna smoke up. I mean, you gotta find something. Your backs are against the wall here. If you take this fight on TEAMTEAM's terms, when they've got a 30k net worth lead, you're just going to lose. I think you do have to make a play, as desperate as this feels.
It's the Daedalus with the meta backup. This is really your only chance. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the Moonlight Shadow here on TEAMTEAM, and another. Wait, you just picked it up on Flea. Oh, it was 1 second away from expiring. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't.
It just came up.
It just came up. He just took it. Triple bounty for Pingu, though. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's just 1,500 gold for their team.
Yup. I mean, it's a slow close with that net worth gap, but now just running it down. I think they realized that they're gonna know that they're over here now. They're gonna be like, "There's no way this Lycan and this Terrorblade are sitting on this other side of the map by themselves." So trying to punish them by walking up on this high ground. But they do it for it.
Do indeed. I mean, you've got to get in on Batrider. His blink just got broken by the Elder Titan, and now he just gets stunned. He dies. The dive, was it dive bomb? What stunned him? I have no idea. He's got crushed.
That wasn't dive bomb. He doesn't have an egg shard.
I have no idea.
I missed that one. I was looking at them TPing in.
It was Echo
smoking
Stomp,
up in the back
I
line.
think. I mean, I don't know.
Oh god, this game feels so impossible now. You have 1 Rax left. At the very least, you didn't end up committing one Metamorphosis there, but defending this last set of Rax is going to feel impossible.
Oh, the Hex comes out. Batrider in some trouble. There's the stop. That's a dieback. Giant unable to save him in time, and there's going to be the roar out onto the Terrorblade, and the damage coming in from Sammy. Can he take him down in time? He's got a Sunder, but just has to walk away. Meanwhile, Ryoya chasing down the Lycan. Arrow comes out, doesn't even connect. They've got the Gleipnir to hold him in place, and the GGs come through. Team taking game number 1.
Or Gringos, I mean, they is basically playing from the back, but the majority of this game stuck inside their base. GNM, he had a decent score, but he wasn't ever able to take the fight into these team heroes. Clinks feels, it farms a little bit slower than it does before, thanks to the stack changes, thanks to the attack range change, and he's not as tanky, but it was a sick draft. This Leshrac ended up doing the majority of the work here, I feel, just running in the middle of these team fights, pumping out so much damage that weren't able to bring him down. The only time they did get him was when he put himself slightly out of position because he's just feeling on top of the world, but 20,000 damage from him, and really none of the damage could stick here on these 4 Gringo heroes. They didn't have anybody who was great at catching. Like, Blesskid had to put himself super far forward, but he's got 9 deaths. That's like a consequence of him having to jump so far forward and play aggressive in this game.
Yeah, I mean, really well done by TEAMTEAM. I'm starting to wonder if Sammy's little Twitter post about Clinks being a dead hero might have been a debate, but maybe Brax is just telling him, nah, dude, trust me, it's still pretty good. And it looked good. Like I said, slightly less tanky, slightly less damage, farm slightly lower, but he still finishes the game 9, 2, and 8, but just enabled by his team. I'm curious if 4G is going to let the Clinks through again in game number 2, but we're going to go to a small break, everyone, so stay tuned. We're almost halfway through the day. We got one more game here in our second series of 4 Gringos versus TEAMTEAM. We'll see you after the break.